Reem Saror lived and worked as a nurse in a surgical field hospital in Syria for a year before she fled. She cannot go home because she treated rebel soldiers in an area that is now controlled by the government. But here in Istanbul, she found a new purpose after the coronavirus lockdowns began in March. Every day, she visits between 5 and 8 patients, mostly refugees, who otherwise were not getting care.
They can't go to the hospital. They are afraid to go to the hospital for the infection or to catch the virus. And the hospitals are not accepting everybody. They are accepting only the critical cases.
One of her patients, Khalid Khalifa, was shot twice in Syria 4 years ago. His legs are now paralyzed, and he's developed bed sores.
We escaped through a water pipe only this high. They dragged me about 500 meters, and I also injured my back.
Karim Samoudi is a 31-year-old refugee from Morocco. In recent weeks, he crossed into Greece before being shot on the street by a stranger, and later deported back to Turkey. In Greece, they treated his leg, but now it is deeply infected, and he cannot go to a hospital.
How can I go to the hospital with nothing? They took my money, passport, documents. I have nothing left.
Turkey hosts more Syrian refugees than any other country in the world, and Istanbul is its biggest city, with 16 million people. Saror reaches as many people as possible.
I know that a lot of people didn't hear about me. I didn't know about that I am here to help. So I think a lot of people are in need, but it's depending on my access to people and their access to me.
Turkey is slowly reopening after months of lockdown, but like many countries, it is still unclear if or when things will go back to normal. Saror says visiting homes every day does carry a risk of infection, but she wears gloves and masks, and for her, she says, staying home is not an option. Heather Murdock, VOA News, Istanbul.